Thomas came to tip Machettes after finishing his passenger round of the day. He was looking forward for a nice rest before he was due to start again on the return run later in the night. Gordon, James, and Henry were there, and it was disgusting before they turned to Thomas. Thomas, did you notice something strange down the main line? No, said Thomas. What is it? Well, you see, last night when I was taking the Midnight Express, I raced past a tree that has a lamp on it. It's very puzzling when I saw it. And then when I came back the next day, it was gone. Gone? Said Thomas. He was very puzzled. Gordon, are you seeing things? No, he's telling the truth, said Henry. I also saw it. Me too, said James. Who would put a lamp on the tree? That would have been very convenient, but that lamp is very mysterious. It can't just basically just vanish. You know, come to think of it, the narrow gauge engines mentioned that they had the same experience. Do you think it's done by the same engine? Said James. Absolutely not, said Gordon. That little engine can't even fit on our rails. Despite of that, it's magical. He can go anywhere, regardless that he's narrow gauge. They also told me that whenever he's around, there will be a gust of wind and his lamp will blink on and off continuously. The three big engines were amazed. Percy, who was sleeping at the back of the sheds, heard everything. Thomas, there's no such thing as it. Percy, there is. In fact, all the big engines saw it. You sure? Definitely, said Gordon. Since you're pulling the mail train tonight, you should definitely look out for it, and listen to what Thomas has said. Yes, whatever, said Percy. And Percy left Tip Machettes. What's up with him? Asked James. I have no idea, said Thomas. Percy puffed down the line with his mail train. He had heard most of the conversation between Thomas and the big engines, but he wasn't convinced about what they say. There's no such thing as it. I can't even see it. What did Thomas say earlier? Suddenly, he can hear a big gust of wind blowing against him. Percy was shocked. What was that? He said to himself. He was so frightened that he didn't pay attention to look where he was going. Instead of being switched onto the branch line, he continued down the main line. Percy is now further away from his intended destination. His driver realized about this. I can't see anything, said Percy. Me too, said his driver. I hope we can get some light around here. Then suddenly, he could see a bright light up ahead. It was blinking on and off, on and off. Percy was nervous, but he pressed on, until he realized it was a bright light, at an old building with a lamp. The lamp was blinking on and off, but it wasn't that lamp that the big engine saw. It's just an ordinary lamp, said Percy. It's not the mysterious one. Someone must have left it for us. How convenient that man inside there. As he continued down the line, he could see another bright light was on and off, till he realized it was actually a camping ground. Then he can hear strange noises from the trees, till he realized it was the trees shaking and rubbing against each other. Approaching a small viaduct, Percy stopped. He was completely lost. I shouldn't have paid attention to look where I was going, but I was so focused on listening to that silly story, said Percy. Well, Percy, said his driver, that silly story will probably be true, actually. I see it once. Really, driver, you are onto it? Listen, Percy, it's not our time to argue. What's more important is that hopefully we can find that lamp that will be able to bright out the area, so that way we can know where we are. Percy had to agree. Suddenly, he could feel a gust of wind rushing against him. Then he could see a bright light up ahead, blinking on and off, on and off. Percy was shocked. Maybe that is the lamp, said Percy. Percy crept slowly forward onto the viaduct. I'm not afraid. I'm brave enough. Let's see who it is. Hello there, old chap, said a voice. It was Howard the helicopter. I heard that you never reached your intended destination, and you were running very late. So I've been brought here to find you. Are you alright, old chap? Yes, I'm fine, Howard, but I'm very lost. I was so focused on finding the lamp that what the big engine said they found, and I didn't pay attention to look where I was going. Don't worry, Percy, and I'll help you to your destination in no time. Follow me and my big bright light. And with that, Howard flew off first, and Percy followed behind. The next day, Percy returned home to the sheds, feeling pleased with himself. I'm back at last, he said. Did you see the lamp? Said Gordon. No, I didn't. I only said found Harold. Harold? What is he doing here? But Percy didn't respond, and he went back into his shed to sleep. Well, I guess the lamp is a mystery then, since no one believed us. I still believe you, said Thomas. Since Percy didn't know who placed that lamp, or couldn't find it, I guess we'll never know.